So, hello everybody, hope you're going well. Today I'm just going to show you how to convert in chess. Before I start the lecture, I just want to explain you what is converting. Converting is when you understand that you are better and you're just looking for a way to use the fact that you are better. I played a game against 2200 on Lichess. He played e4, I played c6, like always the Caro-Kann defense, and already g3. g3 is very rare, but the idea is just to put the bishop there and play a kind of Caro-Kann defense, but with a Catalan setup. Actually, it is pretty stupid because the pawn is on c6, so I have to trade, which I did, and the fact that the pawn is on c6 will be pretty complicated for the white camp to use his bishop. So it's the first inaccuracy. He took back, and yeah, we had this kind of position. He played bishop g2 and bishop d6. Right now there's just nothing to explain. I will just show you some more moves. Knight e2, castles, and bishop e6. So the reason why we can say that someone is better during the opening is if he's having quite a better position. For example, if the bishop was already out and the knight there, for example, it would be a bit complicated for me because the position would mean that I am late in my development. So it's important for me to put the knight out. I put the rooks out and the knight out. So right now we can say that there is actually no problem because I ended my development at the same time as he did. So everything is fine. H3 is actually no sense move, and you see my opponent didn't make any mistakes, any real huge blunder, but he just started to play some inaccuracies, and it's actually enough to win queen d7 and in the development, and now he took on d6. Actually, the reason why you play bishop f4 is because you want me to take and put the knight there, and okay, I'm attacking your pawn, but you can just use your king and the position is still pretty complicated. Probably I would just play knight c7 or b5 or knight b4, but in every case there's just nothing to talk about. I took, and knight f4. So actually his idea was to wait for my queen to move and then take on d6 in order to make me lose a tempo. Why not? But we are playing a Caro-Kann defense, so you have to be very precise with the white pieces. I played knight c7 with the idea that he can take. He can take, then I would just take back with the knight, because even though he has a bishop, this bishop is pretty stupid, and the knight can play on both type of squares, light squares, black squares, and so on. So rook e1, bishop d5, this is actually the same idea. I just want to trade every pieces, because in the end game, the position, for example, if he's trading everything, I'm just going to have the e file, and then my queen will just be very good centralized with the e file. So I took with the knight, and I will just waiting of bishop takes, queen takes, and okay, the position is pretty interesting. My queen is pretty good centralized, and I would just play this position with a very strong queen and some how can I say it? I would just create some problem on the e file and so on. But okay, he didn't took. He played queen g4. The idea of queen g4 is just to put the bishop on e4 probably, and somehow starting an attack. But the problem with queen g4 is that he's not defending c2 anymore. So I was looking at queen b4, but okay, he would just trade and probably rook c1 or c3 or something else, but in every case there is no problem. So I started with knight b4 with the idea of not trading any pieces, and the position is pretty interesting. Queen c4, knight a6, h4, knight c7. I'm just going to centralize the knight again. h5, h6, a4. Okay, a4. Right now the position is completely equal. Why? Because actually nobody has problems, nobody can attack anybody, but we can actually say that the white camp does have some problems. Here the best move was actually f5, and I'm going to have a better position. This is an engine type of move. I played rook e5. The idea is pretty interesting. The idea is that after you take, I'm just going to have the e file for me. I'm going to attack everything, and my plan is just to play rook a8. So he took, I took, which is a bit stupid, and he played a5. Actually, the engine is saying that queen b3 and white is just better because he's attacking everything, but I was just like, yeah, you can take, but I'm going to have some counterplay on your queen and on your b2 pawn. But okay, a5, I play queen takes b2, and right now actually I do have a good position because I'm just a pawn up, and now I have to convert, and this is the part where this lecture is beginning. He played rook e1, and the reason why converting is hard in chess is because actually when you do have when you are actually up with material, it's pretty hard to have a quite good position directly, because sometimes when you're winning some material, you have to destroy your own pawn structure, or you have to give something back, and this is quite not easy. So the first thing to keep in mind when you are up in material is that endgames are going to be winning if you're not trading too much. For example, queen b5 is the best move because I'm attacking and I just want to trade the queens. He played rook e7, and this is a quite interesting move. I can't take there because I'm just getting mated. So this is actually the first trap. And you see, even though I'm a pawn up, he has a rook on the 7th rank, and this is pretty strong. I have to trade. I hope there is no moves in order to defend everything, because he was also attacking the knight. And actually I calculate it is everything. This is the reason why I do know what I'm doing. I played rook c8 with the idea that of a6 I would just take with the knight, rook takes, and rook c7. And right now the position is still better for me because I'm a pawn up, but I'm going to give a pawn back in order to play against these two pawns. This is actually my idea. So to keep it in mind pretty easily, when you are playing chess and you have to convert a position, just try to find a way to play as easy as possible. It does actually mean don't try to be smarter than your opponent, just try to play the kind of position in which your opponent will have problems. And for example, the reason why this is not a problem, it is actually a recognition pattern. The reason why it's not a problem with this bishop and these two passed pawns is because they are doubled, and the knight is on the black squares, and the bishop can't control the black squares. If the bishop was on the black squares, my knight would have gone on c6 or on light squares in every case. So right now I can just say that I'm completely winning, even though I gave a pawn back, just because of my knight that can play on both squares. He played c5 in order not to let me in, but this is actually a mistake, and then just used my knight in order to pick up all the pawns. Yeah, right now I had to give him some free time, and I played g6 in order to trade everything, and right now the position is completely winning. I played king d6, bishop e8, and right now I actually played a move. Yeah, actually this is an engine blunder. For me the position was quite interesting. Okay, actually I just wanted to play this kind of position and takes, and I was like, yeah, this knight is stronger than the bishop and then all these pawns, I'm just going to push. And even though this is winning, the engine prefers something else, but okay, he played king b4, so I just defended the pawn, and he can defend, so it's just completely winning. Up to this point, there's just no need to think too much, because the converting session is already done. I just have to stay a bit focused, and you see my king is on the black squares, my knight is on the black squares, and he will probably play on the light squares pretty soon. So right now there's just nothing to talk about. Even though he's winning this pawn, I just don't care, because I have my passed pawns that I'm going to push, and this pawn is anything because it is blocking the black squares. So you see I just pushed all the pawns. If you want a special video about chess endgames, you can just write in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. See you in a future upload. Take care.